Hello everybody and welcome back to another blind commentary of Overlord, episode 7. As per usual, there's the outro time if you wish to skip that. Yeah, the Wise King of Forest. So we probably get to see that mysterious magical animal or beast, as I presume that it will be. It's going to be interesting to see what exactly it will be. I at least think that we should get to see him in this episode. Kind of a spoiler for the title, but oh well. At the very least, it's going to be interesting to see whether how much adventuring there actually will be in this episode, and how exactly Ainz will deal with the king of the forest. Let's get on with the episode proper.
アンデッドの肉体になり、精神が変貌していても、これか。
That's actually, I know I paused like there's that just half a minute in the episode and I already paused. It's actually pretty interesting that even though he is still undead, he still has emotions, so he's not completely just heartless, which is actually a pretty surprising feature that he still retained from being human, and that makes him seem that much more human, which is, in my opinion, it's a pretty good trait for him to have, even though that might cloud his judgment on few scenarios, even though so far he has acted quite rationally given the situation.
こんだけ見晴らしがいい場所なんだし、隊列を組む必要もなかったかもな。
警戒は大切だ。
まさに油断大敵である。
ドラゴンが突然襲撃を仕掛けてくるかもしれませんし。
Speaking of dragons, I certainly hope that we will get to see a dragon in this series. I would really love to see how Ainz would fare against a dragon. That would be really exciting to see. I don't think that he would be matched for a dragon in his warrior form, but pretty easily in his magic caster form, he would obviously be more than enough for a match for a dragon. But I'm fascinated by dragons, so I would just love to see a dragon.
常識で考えてそんなことがあるのか、ニニャ。
エランテル近郊だと大昔に天変地異を自在に操るドラゴンがいたという伝承が。
Actually, since they are foreshadowing it like this, it could very easily be that the king of the forest is a dragon. That is entirely possible. Not likely, but I would say not likely, but it certainly is possible.
それに、あそこに見えるアゼルリシア山脈の北方にはフロストドラゴン。
変だな。
どうしました？
あんな頑丈そうな柵、前はなかったんですけど。
おい、急いで姉さんを呼んでこい。
Oh, this certainly seems interesting. Could there be... This raises quite a lot of questions. Why did I pause on here? We should just let this play out and see how this actually pans out.
ありゃゴブリンじゃねえか。
あんたら何者だ。
Oh, they are intelligent goblins. Now this is quite a peculiar situation. We shall see their diplomacy in action.
武装を解除してもらいましょうかね。
フィーレア。あの子。
であるな。
やはりあの時私たちの笛で召喚されたゴブリンたちか。しかし。
村に時々来られる。
Oh, that's actually pretty interesting that there's this kind of interlapping connection with them, that the pharmacist is actually connected, or he's fond of this girl that Ainz saved. That's quite the coincidence, but it certainly creates an intertangled web here. And the fact that she summoned those goblins, that's very peculiar, pretty cool actually.
私の友人が魔法を使えます。
あれが彼のことだったとは。
だったら何？フィーレア。僕と結婚。
That is quite a straightforward way of just coming out and almost asking her to marry him immediately. That is rather brave of him, I must say. That takes balls.
マッチです。お互い結婚してもおかしくない年だし、僕の稼ぎならヘンリーを養うことだって。何？どうしたの？もし困ってることがあったら言ってよ。できる限り助けるからさ。ありがとう。本当にフィーレは私にはもっと。
Oh, such a great friend. Oh, that's pretty bad friend zoning. Oh, that's a slap in the face. Actually, no, that's. Of course, you can consider him a romantic friend, even, or that kind of muddles things, but not entirely.
いや、いいんだよ。長い付き合いだしね。よかったよ。雷がバリバリって走ったと思ったら、騎士が一撃で。
Well, it's going to be pretty interesting if she reveals that he gave her that red potion, because apparently that will be a very distinguishing feature. So that would very easily clue Fnair into that Mr. Momon is actually Lord Ainz.
倒れたの。雷。おそらく第3位階の領域、第5位階魔法まで行使できる人かもしれない。それだけじゃないんだよ。真っ赤なポーションをくれて、怪我をした私を助けてくれたの。
Exactly as I anticipated. It was rather obvious that was going to happen, but let's see if our pharmacist friend here can draw the connection.
あとは真っ黒な鎧の女戦士をお供に連れていたわ。名前は確かアルベドって。アルベド。そうか。じゃあアインズウル。
That was far. That's. Well, that was rather fast, huh? That is. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that connection, but I'm still actually surprised that he did figure it out.
ゴンはモモンさんだ。でもちょっと待って。モモンさんはアダマン。
しかし、あそこにいるのは10日ほど前までは弓など使ったことのなかった者たち。そんな者たちが連れ。
Actually, that's pretty cool that the goblins are actually training these villagers. That's actually pretty. That's a nifty little feature that they have. These goblins truly are, as with all of Ainz's allies, they are very loyal to him.
子供を親を殺され二度とあのようなことが起きないようにという。
はい、ゴンさん。それと実は隠していたことがあるんです。
This is actually. Niffy is actually. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he is actually surprisingly straightforward about things. He's not even just trying to hide things. He's really straightforward about these things, and that's actually a rather admirable trait, I think.
少し外してくれないか。
かしこまりました。はい、多分そうなんだろうなと思っていました。それでもエンリオ、この村を救ってくださってありがとうございました。
Actually, that's pretty surprising. He's not actually even asking about the knowledge. He's not even trying to get the knowledge of how to make that red potion. That is pretty surprising, all things considered. That's surprisingly selfless of him. That's, as I said, that's remarkably reasonable of him.
アインズ様、申し訳ありませんでした。
そうだな。お前がアルベドの名前を出したせいだな。
この命で謝罪を。
Jesus! Jesus Christ, what an overreaction. I must commit Sudoku. That is rather an excessive little overreaction now, isn't it?
どんなものにも失敗はある。ならば、その失敗を繰り返さぬよう努力する。
ナーベラルが森に入った時からだよ。
全く気づきませんでした。
ということで、私が森の剣王なる魔獣を発見し、アインズ様にけしかければいいんですね。
そうだ、できるか。
This is actually pretty goddamn ridiculous and actually pretty jovial of them. That they just want to directly confront the Vice King of the Forest. That is just ridiculous. But that's actually pretty damn entertaining to see that. So we do get to see this confrontation. I am so excited for this.
大丈夫です。多分あいつのことだと思います。
よし、ではアウラ、任せるぞ。
はい。
何をなさるおつもりですか？
森の剣王と戦う。
He actually wants to just fight the Vice King of the Forest. That's surprisingly confrontational, I should say. That is unexpected.
昨日のオーガたちの戦闘で十分では。
いや、彼らが町でモモンという冒険者の偉業を広めてくれる際、オーガを一撃で両断したというのと。
Oh boy, is it gonna be a dragon? This seems like a dragon's cave, so it could very easily be a dragon. I wouldn't be surprised. Goddamn, I hope it's a dragon. That would be really exciting. Unlikely. Still unlikely. But hopefully it's a dragon. Goddamn. What a minor disappointment. It's pretty clearly not going to be a dragon. That's unfortunate, but it's going to be at the very least a mystical creature, so that is going to be really interesting to see what exactly is the form that it has.
それがしの衝撃を完全に防ぐとは見事でござる。
ござる。
それが伝わってくるでござるよ。
一つ聞きたい。お前の種族名はジャンガリアンハムスターとか言わないか？
なんと。
It's oh god, I feel lightheaded. That's pretty goddamn amusing. It's just a hamster. It is a huge hamster. That is amusing. That is entertaining.
もしやそなた、それがしの種族を知っているでござるか？
うん、知っていると言ってよいか。
早いでござる。
もうやめだ。スキル絶望のオーラレベル1。
That is pretty lighthearted. That's this has been one freaking entertaining episode, that's for sure.
幸福でござる。それがしの負けでござるよ。
所詮は獣か。
殺しちゃうんですか？でしたら皮を剥ぎたいなって思うんです。結構いい皮取れそうですし。
これが
森の剣王。
ご安心ください。私の支配下に入っておりますので、決して暴れたりすることはありません。
God damn, I hope that he gains a permanent pet. I want him to remain a part of the series for future because he looks so goddamn adorable. I just want him to be in the future here because it would be really amusing that he gained, even if he's not a powerful creature, it still would be amusing to see him in the future.
殿のおっしゃる通りでござる。この森の剣を殿に仕え、共に道を歩む所存。皆様にはご迷惑をおかけしたりはせぬ。
わかりました。私も組合で魔獣の登録が済み次第向かいます。
モモンさんのおかげで大収穫でした。追加
I actually kind of hope that Lord Ainz will actually place the Wise King of the Forest back into the forest because you know that would protect the current village. Kind of. I kind of feel like that would be the wise decision, but we'll see.
報酬を用意して待ってます。
収穫はそれがしが協力したおかげでござるが。
それではなべちゃん、しばしの別れだけど寂しがらないでくれよ。後でパーッと打ち上げしようぜ。
ミジンコが踏みつぶしますよ。
さっさと行くである。
ではまた。
胸を張るべき。
That is what an exquisite mount you have there, Mr. Ainz. That is actually pretty goddamn adorable that he uses it as a mount. Now, one of the most amazing things that I have been able to just accomplish in D&D, for an example, was having a dragon mount. But I think a huge hamster would be a far more adorable of a pet. Or mount.
なんだろうか。これではメリーゴーランドに乗ってるおっさんにしか見えないよな。とんだ紳士プレイだ。クソ。あ、こいつに名前もつけなきゃいけないんだっけ。ハムスケ。あ、いや、大福もいいか。
Ooh, and now time for the villains to act in this episode. They do have the tendency to act at the end of the episode now, don't they? That's actually pretty fine with me, because this means that we get to see them constantly do something. And it's pretty obvious that they have their own theme that actually signifies that it's their time to act. I quite like it.
じゃあ皆さん、こちらへ運んでもらえますか。
わかりました。
おばあちゃんはいないのかな。
はーい、おかえりなさい。
Okay. Well, that certainly was an interesting episode now, wasn't it? Actually, it was pretty interesting to both get a little bit of background from the fact that one of Ainz's old allies had that kind of magical huge hamster, or that kind of hamster as a pet, which is actually pretty cool to see that kind of connection there. And it's also was pretty amusing to see how easily Ainz defeated it. And that was just like with one skill, even level 1 skill. That's really ridiculous, and that's actually pretty goddamn awesome. Now that reminds me, I should at some point make a fear-based magic caster at some point in D&D, but that will be for a later date. But it's actually, that was a pretty amusing episode. It had just so many amusing things on it, and it still had a lot of good character moments to it, and generally I was quite amused and entertained by the episode, so I'm pretty happy at how it turned out. And at the end, finally things got kicking, and the paths of the protagonists and the antagonists, at the very least presumed antagonists, it's pretty obvious that they are bad guys, they have finally now crossed, and it will be interesting to see how things will turn out in the end. And it's pretty obvious that things will end in manslaughter. You can't spell manslaughter without laughter, so it's not going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really amusing to see finally some real opposition to Ainz and see how exactly powerful they will be. And I'm looking very much forward to it. Now, it was actually pretty cool to see some foreshadowing about dragons as well, so I certainly hope that there will actually, that's not just a huge Chekhov's gun, and that we actually get to see dragons at some point, because I have an unhealthy obsession with dragons, so it would be really cool to see dragons at some point. But now, this has been going on for over half an hour, so I will just thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day and stay awesome. Genmu out. Thank you very much for watching.